here we are together again. Alpha male, Betamax, A to Z, doo doo doo, dee dee dee. Today we're going to start off with Humphrey Bogart. The Maltese Falcon, directed by John Huston. Black and white. Tell me this is a classic? I've never seen it. And you know what? I don't even want to read what it's about because I want to be surprised. Boy, I'm having issues. Maybe I'll read a little. The Maltese Falcon is more than a classic. It's a masterpiece. Even if you've seen it so many times, you know all the remarkable dialogue by heart. It's a film that never ceases to amaze and amuse. All the elements are there. Great actors like Bogart, as tough guy detective Sam Spade, Mary Astor as the double-crossing dame, and sinister Sidney Greenstreet and Peter Lorre. Combined with its riveting plot based on a Dashiell Hamlet thriller, the first-rate direction from John Huston, it all adds up to an entertainment experience that sets standards for crime movies few, if any, films can match. Join Bogart and company on the trail of the priceless Maltese Falcon, and you'll discover Hollywood treasure at every turn. So they say nothing. That tells me nothing about what's that movie, other than there's a statue of a falcon in there. Which I gotta tell you, I sort of already knew. Well, we've seen that sticker before. I still can't read it. There you go. Maltese Falcon, Bogart. I have to check that out. We're getting to the point where there's so many movies and not enough time, you know what I mean? Mishmir, the 4 chapters. Okay. Why do I have this? A Life in 4 chapters. I have no clue what this is. Mishima. Alright. Less said about that, the better. The Original Omen. I haven't seen that one in a long time. I saw they had a new one here like a year ago or something. Like a prequel. Wasn't bad. Omen. There's that gold sticker again. Hard to talk about that. Yeah. Damien, the Antichrist, apparently. There's one of the Dirty Harry movies, Magnum Force, but the problem is that's the one I mentioned. So that doesn't help me very much. You know what I'm saying, G? I think this is the one with Time Daly in it. Oh, look at the size of this box. Got to put it like that just to see it. $11.65. Boy, if that doesn't say mom and pop rental, I don't know what does. Get it there. So what do we got? Mr. Roberts, Henry Fonda, James Cagney. Here, see here, you battleship. Jack Lemmon. Jack's been around forever. Now look at the beauty of this. All this stuff. When you're paying $100 or more a tape, they really used to treat you right. Then they went to mass market garbage. Henry Fonda, James Cagney, William Powell, Jack Lemmon, Betsy Palmer, we know. She is Jason Voorhees' mother. Ward Bond, Phil, Ken Curtis, Nick Adams, Harry Carey Jr. That ain't that guy, is it? The Chicago Cubs announcer? Can't be. Robert Rourke, William Hudson, William Henry, James Flan. Well, what's Mr. Roberts about? I should put it like that so people can see. Then you can pause it, right? And then when I do this, you can finish looking at it. Sort of the best I can do with this big boy. I guess I could do this. I don't know how you're going to read it sideways, though. I can't even read it forward. Let's find out what this thing is about. Month after month, beneath a blazing Pacific sun, something recruit carries cargo from port to port along the forgotten seaways of World War II. Its crew is going crazy. Somewhere below the horizon, the war, the real war, is passing them by. Hey, don't cut yourself short, bro. Logistics is important. Thomas Hagen's novel, Mr. Roberts, recreated as a long-running Broadway play by Hagen and Joshua Logan, serve as the model for this wise comedy of men fighting to survive. Not the dangers, but the indignates. What the fuck is that word? But the indignates. Indignities. Gosh, damn. Indignities of war. I don't know. Gotta tell you, that one's not grabbing me. The second I heard comedy, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound funny. You know this movie, right? Eric Stoltz was going to be the king. Mask. Sort of it's a real guy, Rocky Dennis. And he just had a, kind of a funny look to him. Like some kind of, I can't remember the movie. It was like a birth defect or whatever. And he was a really good guy, but still people see him and they're like, pfft, until you got to know him, which is some good advice for everybody. How many times have we heard don't judge a book by its cover, and we still do? That's my life lesson for you for today. Oxford Blues. Now, I don't know too much about this movie. I just remember something about rowing, and maybe Rob Lowe was in it. Oh, I don't remember. It's another Music Plus there for you. Well, the tape looks okay. Problem with these ones that don't have any information, it's hard for me to sort of guess through it. The Never-Ending Story. Now, for those of you who don't know, Laser Brains, which is probably the more prolific section of my page, actually was willed into existence due to a set of laser discs that I picked up. It's over a couple hundred. And the idea was to play the discs and then absorb the movie and then review the movie and do it on YouTube. And that's sort of why this Betamax thing is even happening. If that hadn't happened, that sort of idea, none of this would have been happening because I wouldn't have been taped it. I wouldn't think anybody was interested. But so we watched Never-Ending Story, and I got to tell you, man, that was a slog. It's a kid's movie, and I'm not a kid anymore. So it was just, I don't know. I got to tell you, and this is probably, you're probably not going to believe your ears, but, some movies that I used to watch a lot, and I would put Star Wars in that, the original 3 movies. And I obtained a copy of the something they're calling Project 77, Project 80, and Project 83, where they found, I think it was 35 millimeter prints that were shown in movie theaters of those 3 movies, and were able to do their own restoration before all of the changes that Lucas made starting in the 90s. I think he even made some changes before then, but I can't remember. And it's in 4K. And the sound and everything is fantastic. And you know what? I put it in and I started watching it for a few minutes and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. And I'm wondering if, I've gotten to a point where I'm no longer entertained by those movies. But then on the other hand, when they put out a Star Wars movie or a TV show, I go watch it and I'm happy to see it. So I don't really know what's going on. They got season 2 of Andor here, and I can't wait to watch it. I enjoyed Andor. I want to watch Andor too. But I think there's 8 episodes out now, and I still haven't started it. I want to see it, but I think I'm moving away from stuff I used to love. A New Life with Alan Alda. Did I ever talk about this? This seems very familiar. Alan Alda never won a divorce. His wife ooh, Aunt Margaret, is the one who calls it quits. Now, Jackie's going back to school and Steve's going crazy. A new life takes on a warm and very funny look at starting over. From the anguish of bar hopping and hilarious bad dates, well, that sounds pretty good, to the glimmering hope of Mr. and Mrs. Right is just around the corner. So this sort of theme was so prevalent, sort of with boomers, because boomers were the first generation were just like, somebody said something wrong, divorce. I mean, all these people were drinking every night. They were smoking their heads off, and they were, a lot of them were just vomits. And it was all about whatever they felt like at the time. And there's this Hollywood influence on here, but there was that TV show, The Love Boat. But that, I don't know if you know this, that show was based on a book, a tell-all book from one of the cruise directors on one of those Pacific Princess, I don't think it was the Pacific Princess, but one of those Princess Cruise boats, where she just fucking spilled all the tea about all these guys who would get on there with mistresses and do whatever they wanted, and they were just the people were just vomits. So that's how you get a movie like this. All right, well, we're going to get a divorce, and everybody's going to start over. It's just it was just a terrible time, I think. But as a Gen X, being parented by these people, ugh. That's why I've been married. See, when did I get married? I got married in 92. So that's 30. What year is this? 25. It'd be three. So it'd be 33 years? This year will be 33 years? So, I think that was our rebellion. Although, you know what? I mean, listen, people still get divorced, right? I'm not against divorce if it ain't working, but, shit. Can you try a little bit, you vomits? It's not glamorous to be a vomit. What is, this box is just fighting me. Nope, that's not right. Well, it looks like this box is disintegrating. This is one of those ones where they butchered the... You can see where they butchered this. Oh, well. C'est la vie. Here looks like something I'd never touch. What is this? Never Cry Wolf by Carol Burnett. Well, I know it doesn't say that, but that's my shorthand. Best sound. Somehow that works on me. Maybe I will watch this. Unless it's something stupid like his best friend is a dog. Let's see. Based on the book by Farley Mowell. Yeah, what's it about? Filmed against spectacular wilderness vistas. Never Cry Wolf. Now see, this is the type of movie that I wouldn't want to watch on Betamax. I'd want to watch this on a 4K. Because if it's got beautiful scenery, that's the sort of stuff that you need that fine detail for. I wonder if this is in another format somewhere. Vistas, Never Cry Wolf reviews a world of hypnotic... I think that says beauty and breathtaking cinematic imagery. An unforgettable... The print is so small, I'm struggling with the light in this room. What is it about? Mysterious and misconstrued habits of the wolves he has been sent to study. Oh, so it's a Gorillas in the Mist. Look at it. Ooh, you know what? This is worth coming out of the box here. If it'll come out. Come on, you bastard. Oh. Never Cry Wolf. And boy, was this a rental. Mullins is all over this. Mullins TV. What the was Mullins TV? Was this a store selling TVs? And then they were like, buy a TV from... I know Curtis Mathis used to do something like that. Curtis Mathis was all the rage in the mid-'80s. That was like the top shelf stuff you could get, and they would give you free rentals. Because they would, like, the story I heard was they would get this stuff from, like, Japan would make the stuff, and then they go in there and make it a little better, which I don't know how they did that, but and so that meant everybody wanted one, and there was like a lifetime warranty on the things, and it's sort of I don't know. They just started cutting corners. It's the same sort of, they call it a death spiral that you see of places where they're the best and people buy it, and then all of a sudden they don't buy it, and they start cutting corners to keep up, and then they get fewer and fewer customers because the stuff isn't as good anymore, and that's what they call a death spiral. And they're talking about movies right now, movie theaters that way, that are in like a death spiral. The films are costing more. The filmmakers are insisting that the theaters give them a bigger cut of the dwindling amount of money. The movie theater then, raises the price of popcorn to $25, and there's only so much give there. They stop cleaning the theaters, they stop upgrading the theaters, they're not managing the idiots on their cell phones or people who are making noise, and it just gets to a point where you're like, you know what, I'll just stay home. I can wait. I've got a list of probably 50 movies from the past year that I haven't even got to yet. So, do I care that new movies are coming out? Like The Accountant 2 came out. I want to see that. But I thought, I'm not going all the way to the movie theater. And somebody's going to be an idiot in there. Well, I haven't been to a movie theater. We're creeping up on 2 years. Occasionally a sporadic will pop in there. Like I got a free ticket to the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I can't remember the other one. I think maybe that's it. But that is why. And I love movie theater popcorn. And I love their soda. And I love sitting in the chair. And there really is truth to a movie is more important when it's on a big screen movie theater. And when you go see a film, you have to pay attention. You can't pause it and walk out of the room and dick around on your phone. You need to sit there and pay attention to the film. And when you do that, you enjoy the film. So it's not like there are not good movies being made, because there are. And if you're in a position, some of the better theaters have these passes that you pay $20 or something a month, and then you can go all you want, and you can see all the films if you have the time. And then you find gems. One of the biggest gems I've ever found. I go with my brother, and he loves sort of the lowest common denominator films. And he says, "Hey, there's a movie called Cop Shop that's coming out. And I want to check that out." And I'm like, "What? Cop Shop? Are they even trying with that name?" And so I go, and we go late. It was, I don't know, 10 o'clock or whatever. The theater was empty, and we were in the smaller theater. And I'm sitting here watching this movie going, I can't fucking believe how good this movie is. And Cop Shop is now one of my favorite movies. It's certainly in the list of a movie I can go pull off the shelf and enjoy. I mean, I've seen it several times. And it's not Shakespeare. It's guns and intrigue, and it's I would say mostly what you'd think of as dumb entertainment, but there's enough smarts layered in there that I'm like, I would have saw this or known anything about it. So that's me on my soapbox. That's the end of this one, because that's it. Thank you if you stayed this far listening to me babble on like a fool. And I will return with more. As long as you guys watch these, I'll do it. And we probably have 10, maybe 15 shows left. I don't really know. I'm trying not to hit repeats as I alphabetize these, so we will see. But thank you, and bye-bye.